It's the difference, man. Back with another one. We have an attorney general candidate, man. Leaked text messages, man. This guy was out here wishing death on people and their kids. I mean, his political rivals, people that he's going up against in the election. He's, texting, hoping that they would be, killed, saying he wished they would get 2 bullets in their head, and then also for the kids too. Man, that's deep. It's a Democrat. It's a Democrat. But anyways, man, let's go ahead and tap in and see what's going on.
President Trump is joining calls for Virginia's Democratic Attorney General candidate, Jay Jones, to drop out of his race after text messages resurface of him justifying a political assassination of the state's former GOP House Speaker, Todd Gilbert. We want to warn you, the messages are violent. Here you go. Jones writing in 2022 a quote, 3 people, 2 bullets, Gilbert, Hitler, and Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and he receives both bullets every time. Joining us now is the governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin. Governor, he's a Democrat, I get it, but when you saw this, you thought what?
I thought this was a joke because no one could write this. I mean, no, this is demented. And here we have the Democrat candidate running for attorney general, the top cop in Virginia, wishing not only that he had 2 bullets to put in a guy's head, but then he wishes death on his children. And Todd Gilbert has small kids. And for Jay Jones to wish death on his small children is beyond belief. But that is where the violent left of the Democrat.
Let's pause real quick. I mean, we've seen this as a trend, even if you go back to the first attempt on Trump. This has been a trend. There's been a lot of, politically violent speak going on where the left is leaning towards violence or almost inciting violence towards their rivals or towards police or towards, anybody that opposes them. They kind of incite these, violent thoughts and they try and provoke people to action, most certainly.
Party is. This is where these folks are. We had Charlie Kirk assassinated, and so many folks celebrated in the far left. We've had two Democrats threaten to murder 2 of our delegates running for office in Virginia, and now Jay Jones comes out and says that he has 2 bullets for Todd Gilbert's head and wants to see his children die. I mean, this is unbelievable. And what's shocking also is that after calling for the normal apology, the Democrat candidates, Abigail Spanberger and the rest of them, were out campaigning this weekend like it was nothing. They have got to call for this guy to resign, step down, get out of this race in disgrace, because this is beyond disqualifying. I mean, they're asking people to vote for this guy to be the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Meanwhile, we have the best Attorney General, Jason Miyares, in the nation, and everyone in Virginia should step forward, rehire Jason Miyares, and demonstrate that Virginia stands for the values that not just hold our country together, but we reject all political violence, and we reject anyone that would call for violence on a child. It's unbelievable. Winsome Sears immediately came out and condemned this, and Abigail Spanberger gave the normal, oh, it was wrong, and then's back out campaigning with the Democrats calling for this guy to win. This is nuts, and this is why the Democrat Party has lost touch with where America is today, when they can support someone who wants to put 2 bullets in somebody's head who's a political arrival and see his children die.
So Abigail Spanberger, who's right now leading your lieutenant governor, wants to be governor by about 5 points, said this: I spoke frankly with Jay about my disgust with what he said and texted. I made clear to Jay that he must take full responsibility for his words. I will always condemn violent language in our politics. And he came out and did. And he said that he says, I have reached out to Speaker Gilbert to apologize directly to him and his wife and their children. I cannot take back what I said. I can only take full responsibility and offer my sincere apology. Yeah. So she feels as though Spanberger feels, the Congresswoman feels that's enough. And you?
Not even close. The only satisfactory answer here is to step out of this race in disgrace. And gosh, I'm sorry is nowhere near sufficient. Can you imagine if she was putting together her cabinet and was trying to name her Secretary of Public Safety and Homeland Security, and this guy shows up and said, by the way, I said I was going to put bullets in the head of my political rival and I hoped his children would die? And is she saying she'd hire him for that? No. At the end of the day, it is beyond disqualifying, and that's why the Democrats have to come together and figure out where their moral compass is, because they don't have one right now, where they can allow someone to stay on the ticket who has said these demented things about a political rival and his children to all the moms in Virginia. This is a ticket that in fact is allowing someone to stay on the ticket who wants children to die. And I can't believe Virginians for a second will allow this to happen.
And real quick, in the governor's race, it's tightening up. And one of the reasons is on this whole bathroom situation, men and women's sports. It popped up. Congresswoman Spanberger does not have a position on it, it seems. We know where you stand. We know where Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears stands. What seems to be the problem?
Well, at the end of the day, Abigail Spanberger wants there to be boys in girls' bathrooms and wants boys to be in girls' sports. And that's where she stands. And the reason why she cannot answer the question is because she knows where she is so objectionable to almost all Virginians. And therefore, she refuses to answer the question. The reality is...
All right. We're going to go ahead and cut it off right there, man. First and foremost, we have to take a look at the climate, man, as a society. If you look around, it's been a raise in mass shootings. It's been a raise in assassination attempts, obviously, of people. I mean, do you think that there's no correlation between any of this? These guys literally incite violence. They literally lean towards violence. They damn near promote it on all of their platforms, their news, media platforms, things of this nature. But then they act surprised or like, oh, I told him it was wrong. No, that doesn't cut it in this situation, especially for somebody that's going for a position like that. Bro, Attorney General, you want to run for Attorney General, but yeah, this is what you speak on, and this is how you speak privately. So this is just that text. What else have you said? What else have you wished on? Would you actually capitalize on an opportunity that you had to be able to do that and put 2 bullets in his head? These are questions that need to be asked. But this isn't just about this guy. This is about the left in general, because they promote this. They're anti-Trump jargon. They're, celebrating Charlie Kirk being shot, laughing at his family, mocking his widow and his kids. These are the things that you have to take into question and start looking at people's character and the contents of them. Okay? You have to look at them. You have to really take a deep dive into what would lead somebody to believe that it's okay, or to even process that in their mind to celebrate and to dance on someone's grave just because they didn't have a position or a mindset that you had, or they didn't accept what you thought was right. No, we can have a difference of opinion, but that doesn't mean we resort to violence or we resort to assassinating any leader of any oppositional group. That doesn't make sense, and that shouldn't be what we promote in society. So left or right, one way or other, you have to make a choice about violence. Do you condone it? Because obviously the left is spinning that way. So we have to take things and really, like I said, deep dive. We have to look at people, man. We have to judge people by the things that they say and some of the stuff that they post. Because if you're celebrating, you're one of the people that's celebrating Charlie Kirk and you think it's funny, you think it's a game, that tells me a lot about you, and you don't need to be anywhere around me or my section. Feel me? The difference.